Tonight's story isn't just about fear, it's about love, revenge, and an unfinished promise from a spirit that couldn't let go. Sit back, turn down the lights just a little, because the calmer you are while listening, the deeper this story will crawl into your mind. If your heart is weak, this is your last warning. You can still exit the video now, because what I'm about to tell you isn't just a story. Someone, somewhere, once lived inside this nightmare. So take a deep breath, let the silence settle around you, and if, at any moment, you hear someone whispering your name from behind you, just remember, that voice isn't mine. A thick fog covered the small Japanese coastal town of Aokigiri, where the moon never seemed to shine properly. In that lonely place lived a quiet young man named Ren, who spent every night walking along the empty seaside road. Ren walked alone because of a promise he made years ago. A promise to the girl he once loved, a girl who no longer lived in this world. Her name was Hana, and she had disappeared mysteriously on a rainy night, leaving behind only a red ribbon soaked in seawater. Some said she drowned, some said she was taken. But Ren knew the truth, neither fully lived nor fully died. One night, while Ren was sitting on the seawall, he heard soft footsteps behind him. He turned slowly, expecting no one. Yet there she stood, Hana. Her white kimono fluttered even though there was no wind. Her long black hair hung wet over her face, dripping an endless trail of water that vanished into the dry road. Her eyes were no longer warm. They were empty, dark, and hollow, like two deep wells. Ren felt his chest tighten with equal fear and yearning. He whispered, "Hana, you came back." Her lips curved, not into a smile, but into something crooked, something wrong. She said nothing. Instead, she reached out her cold hand toward him. The temperature around him dropped instantly, making his breath turn into visible mist. Ren took a shaky step back, but Hana's hand grabbed his wrist with inhuman strength. Her fingers were ice, her grip unbreakable. "You promised," she whispered in a voice that sounded like it came from underwater. Ren's legs weakened. This was not the Hana he loved. This was her shadow, her sorrow, her curse. He tried to pull away, but the more he resisted, the colder her grip became. Suddenly, Hana's face twitched as if something inside her was trying to break out. Her jaw opened wider than any human jaw could, stretching with a sickening crack. From her throat echoed a distorted cry, part human, part something far older. Ren stumbled back in terror, falling onto the wet stones. Hana crouched slowly, moving like a puppet pulled by invisible strings. 10 years, she whispered, her voice overlapping with multiple echoes. 10 years. I waited beneath the water for you to keep your promise. Ren shook his head. I never left you. I searched everywhere. Hana's eyes flickered with a moment of old warmth, then darkened again. Now we are together, she said, forever. Suddenly she lunged, her hands wrapped around Ren's face, pulling him close, forcing him to stare into her drowned eyes. Ren felt water filling his lungs, even though he was still on dry land. His vision blurred, the world spun. Then everything went silent. Ren woke up hours later on the sand, trembling. But he was no longer alone. Behind him stood Hana. Not the ghostly version, but the living Hana he remembered. She smiled as if nothing had happened, her eyes bright and full of life. Ren's heart leapt, but something felt wrong. Very wrong. When Hana stepped closer, her shadow didn't move with her. It stayed behind, frozen on the sand. The shadow slowly lifted its head, revealing the hollow-eyed ghost version of Hana staring back at him. Two Hanas, one living, one dead, both reaching for him. Ren's mind shattered. The living Hana whispered, "You found me." The ghost, Hana whispered, "Now drown with me." Both voices blended into one unbearable echo. Ren screamed, but the sea roared louder. Waves rose unnaturally high, swirling into a vortex behind him. The living Hana grabbed his hand. The ghost, Hana, grabbed his other hand. Ren's body stretched painfully as both pulled him in opposite directions. One warm, one freezing cold. One alive, one dead. Then, with a final crack, Ren's consciousness snapped and the world went black. When the villagers found Ren the next morning, he was lying peacefully by the shore. His face looked calm, almost smiling, but beside him were two sets of wet footprints. One human, one impossible. And in the air, faintly, they heard a girl softly humming a lullaby from beneath the waves. A lullaby Ren once loved,